You good? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All praise be to the Lord Almighty, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. Thank you all for coming here, especially the family members of Uzair Qazi. They are here. His father, his mother, his uncle, and his aunt is here. And the community leaders are here. They will be talking to you also. First of all, I just want to say praise to Lord Almighty, and we thank the pouring of incredible support for the family. There are people from all walks of life, from the Muslim community, from Pakistani community, but from all over Greater Houston area. The family and we as family friends, we have received hundreds, probably thousands of calls, messages, text messages, emails of support and sympathy. And we thank everybody who is praying for Uzair Qazi's speedy recovery. That is the foremost importance to us at this stage. We were at the mosque for a special Friday prayers where everybody joined in to pray for the recovery of Uzair Qazi and for justice to prevail. The District Attorney Brian Middleton sent his deputy Ibrahim Khwaja to give a report to the community, and they have decided to do an independent investigation of this case, which is very important to us and the family, that the investigation takes place in a very objective and independent manner. That is key to this whole thing. We hope that investigation is swift and quick, so that we know the truth behind this horrible incident, and we are hoping that the outcome will be in a way that justice for Uzair Qazi will be rendered. And before I request the other leaders and the parents to talk, I just want to add one more thing, that idiots and criminals should not have a gun. This is a horrible incident where a gun was used between neighbors. These are neighbors for decades with each other, and it should not have been this way. Uzair Qazi is in recovery. He is in the hospital. He has had 2 surgeries. The surgeons are still waiting for all the bleeding to stop, and hopefully we are hoping and we are praying that he gets recovered completely and comes home soon. With that, after the family and some of the leaders speak, if there is any question, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. But once again, thank you so much. This is the father of Uzair Qazi, Mr. Khalid Qazi, and if you want to say a few words.
Thank you for coming, and I just like to say thank you for hundreds and hundreds of calls and hundreds of messages and prayer. And I just like to say thank you, and keep praying for my son. Thank you.
We have the leader of our Islamic community. He represents all the Muslims of the Greater Houston area, Mr. Ayman Kabir, and we will request him to say a few words.
Yes, in the name of God, most compassionate and most merciful, we're here in support of the Qazi family and Uzair Qazi. The community was shocked to hear the news outlets. However, prayers are with them. The community is standing together, remembering Uzair and the family in their prayers. One thing I'd like to say, that we've been in touch with the district attorney's office. I had a meeting with the DA this morning, and he assured the community that an independent investigation is taking place by his office. He did send his deputy to the Mariam Islamic Center, in which he delivered a message from DA office. So I'd like to thank them for them being accessible and being swift in taking action. We are looking forward to an independent investigation in the community, and then look out to see the outcome of that. So I appreciate everybody that came out today in support of the Qazi family. Thank you very much.
Mr. Abbasi.
On behalf of Pakistani American Congress, first of all, I express solidarity with Qazi Khalid and his family for this horrible incident that happened to their son, and we also pray for Uzair for his speedy and full recovery. I think here we are to express that human life has a sanctity, and human life sanctity has to be respected, has to be maintained. If one human innocent soul is killed, it's killing of the entire humanity. And if one innocent soul is saved, it is saving of the entire humanity. Option, the shooting should not be the first option. It should be the last option. You know, this incident, the victim was not armed, he was unarmed, and he did not threaten anything, he did not provoke anything. And we think that it was a hate crime, it should be categorized as a hate crime. We thank to our District Attorney, Brian Middleton, for his support and appointing an independent investigation team for this incident. And we support him and thank him. And we stand with this family all the way. And there's tremendous support from our family, not from just Houston, from all over this nation. And we want justice. We are standing here for justice. Justice is the only thing that keeps us together. And justice should be equal and equitable for all people in this country. And there should not be discrimination on the basis of religion, color, or creed, or country of origin, or any other consideration. So we want justice for Uzair. Thank you.
We have the president of the Pakistan Association of Greater Houston. He represents all the Pakistani American community in the Greater Houston area, Mr. Harun Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. Everybody is here today. And again, we are all for one cause. And again, Mr. Abbasi said, justice must be served. It doesn't matter, rule of law should apply, and there should not be any favoritism or brotherhood of any kind in any city for whatsoever. So what happened, one thing just devastating, when no arrest was made, even though there was a shooting. And especially next door, you're living together, it's like brother over there, right? If you shoot somebody, even if in a family it happens, somebody shoots their own brother, they will arrest him, take him to jail first, and then they will interrogate what happened. It was nothing happened like that, and that's not right. So we are very devastated. Pakistani community is devastated, and we cannot stand until, like Abbasi Sahab said, everybody says that justice must be served, and it should go all the way to wherever it needs to go, throughout the legal system, court system, and it's just not, you cannot. I mean, that was attempted murder in my opinion, what I read. I mean, somebody shooting you, that means you want to kill the person, right? So it's not shooting for fun. And there was stomach shooting in the stomach, that's an attempted murder. And the person is in a critical condition. This is wrong, 100% wrong. Nobody has a right to, just because somebody has a gun, just to start shooting people. I don't care, nobody has a right. And law, supreme law of the United States and the state and the cities and everything applies to every citizen. Nobody should be exempt from any laws. So that's what my comments are.
Thank you. Before I call Mr. Zafar Tahir, he's a
I can
neighbor.
say a few words,
Okay.
hey.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so my name is Robert Betcher. I'm a neighbor of the Kazi family. My parents live in the River Park neighborhood right down the street from them. I was there in the aftermath of that tragic night, and I think after that there's a lot more questions than answers from the police department. One of the things that I was pushing for that night is to make sure that there was a thorough and proper investigation, and I'm pleased to hear that they are going to do an independent investigation. Some of the facts that we're still looking to find out is, where the shooting occurred. Was it in the garage? Was it on the sidewalk? What events led up to the shooting? And at the end of the day, using that kind of force is usually a last resort, and we'd like to know what led up to that. And why was the police not called before? Was his life in danger, speaking about the shooter, or could this have all been avoided? We're not making any judgments on either party at this point. I think what we'd like to see is just all the facts be presented before any judgment is made. So with that, we're praying for Uzair's recovery, and we hope that the family can see him, and we wish them his well recovery.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. We have the Commissioner of Houston City.
Just a community member.
Community member.
Assalamu alaikum.
Zafar
I want everybody here to know that the Muslim American community has full faith in the law enforcement, in the process that is in this country, the constitution of this country. Our understanding is that Brian Middleton, the district attorney of Fort Bend County, has taken prompt action. We think that he has the resolve, he has our confidence, he has the resources, We are confident that he will come through. Yes, the community is disappointed because there was a perception that no action was taken. But I believe that the investigation is in full swing, and the Muslim American community stand behind the law enforcement in this country and the justice in this country to follow through. Thank you.
One other thing I want to add is that this family, Qazi family, is one of the most honorable family in the Greater Houston area. For over 40 years, this family has done nothing but giving back to the community with their time, their intellect, their money. They are supporting the community. Uzair is one of the nicest, sweetest kid you will ever know. We know him since he was growing up. He's really all of his life we have seen him volunteering at the community events, giving his time, caring for others. So a sweet boy like this, for him to suffer through this, we just ask everybody to continue to pray, and we have full faith that justice will prevail, and we will continue to monitor this situation. And family has a full support of the entire Greater Houston community. Our community is standing with the family, and we will ensure that justice will prevail in this matter. Who else wants to go? Zishan, you want to say something?
Hello everyone, my name is Zishan Isaac. I've known brother Khalid Qazi and his older brother Dr. Mazhar Qazi. They are very well known in our community, and especially in the Islamic Society of Greater Houston, and Muslims who are in hundreds and thousands who are living in our great city Houston and Sugar Land and Greater Houston area. It is just mind-boggling when events like this happen in our community, and especially in our home. I saw obviously the signs here, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That is very true. Everyone has spoken. I really appreciate the neighbors here. Obviously we cannot rush to judgment, but at the same time we need to make sure that the family gets the privacy, but at the same time the prayers and thoughts with them, because whenever there's a shooting occur, there are a lot of questions that need to be addressed, and not only those questions, but we also have a shooting problem in our country. And I don't want to make this a political statement, but we have to look at our gun laws, and we also have to look at why the police is not responding on time, why 911 call was not responded. And again, these are some of the questions that we all have in our minds. At the same time, we also want to make sure that we remain calm, and we also are a very close-knit community. We live with our friends and neighbors who are from all different cultures and faiths. I am really proud to say that, humbly proud that our district attorney, Brian Middleton, in our Fort Bend County, he will do his job. And like I've been told by other community leaders and members of our communities, that he has assured that he will make sure that justice will occur, and at the same time then we can get to the aspects of all the facts and gathering all those facts together, and then ensure that this thing never happens to any Uzair, to any Bill or Jessica or whoever. So at the end of the day, we are with you, Mr. Khalid Qazi, and the family and the entire community stand shoulder to shoulder here, and we are praying, and our thoughts and prayers are with Uzair Qazi. And at the same time, I would urge everyone to continue to pray and keep the thoughts for the family in your mind. Thank you so much.
Okay, anybody has any question before we wrap up?
Yes, just want to hear from Dad.
Yeah. Okay, we have our pastor. Sorry, I didn't see you earlier.
All right. I'm Reverend Dr. Afzal Firdaus. I'm the first Pakistani ordained pastor in this community, in this country. And my heart goes for the Qazi family. I have known this family for 30 plus years. Very noble, very decent family. And I'm just shocked to know that Uzair was shot for no reason. I think it must be categorized as a hate crime. I mean, just because he was Muslim or he was Pakistani, he got shot and no investigation was taken seriously, no 911 call was made. I hope the DA and the other officials will take it seriously and the justice will prevail. Thank you.
Any question anybody has? Yeah.
Dad, just talk to us a little bit about your son, who he is.
You know, my son is really sweet boy. We don't have any problem in home. We don't have any problem in the neighborhood. In this neighborhood, I'm living 21 years.
Tell him how old
So
he
the
is.
21 years you have to be understand, when we moved he was 7 years old. So the 21 years he raised in the same house, neighborhood. He is 28 years old without no problem, nothing in the neighborhood. And this has happened, shocked to the whole neighborhood, not only me.
And his condition right now?
His condition, the doctor says we cannot tell you right now. They did it already 2 surgery. The first surgery on the Sunday was 4.5 hours. The second surgery on a Monday 5.5 hours. And now they haven't closed his tummy. They still have it open. So they want to see if the bleeding can stop so they can go for the third one or not. And they just told us, just pray. He is not in a condition to talk in a deep sleep because of the medicine.
What have they told you about the alleged shooter? Is he facing any charges at this point? Has he been...
That's the problem. That's why everybody is here.
We have
don't
not
know.
heard anything yet, except that Brian Middleton has taken over, the DA's office has taken over the investigation.
That's it.
And they are assured us in the public today that, and they have written letter in that regard also, that it will be an independent and thorough investigation, a swift investigation. So we have full faith in their abilities and we are looking forward to their conclusion.
You mentioned you've lived there for so many years. Is it strange now to go to your house knowing that your neighbor next door is responsible for your son's shooting?
Exactly. See, the thing is that he is not a stranger to the neighbor. He is not a stranger to the neighbor. If he is walking by his garage, he knows who is he. According to other people, they can say, we don't know him, that's why we shoot. He grown up here in front of him. The guy lived 15 years next door to me. 15 years the guy lived next door to me. My child grown up in front of him. He always high and high and high. No problem. I think the cause, the DA has to be find out how much the drink he had it that day. You know how many drink. I think he was totally drunk, but I don't know. I don't want to say. The report has to be said.
Have you had any issues with him before in the past?
Never ever. Never ever any issues with him. And that day, you know, I requested to the Sugarland police, did you take the test of his breath or the blood test? They said, this is our job, don't tell us what we have to do. Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank the entire community and the society for keeping us in their prayers. They're really very thoughtful and sharing their kind words towards my son's recovery and the family suffering that we're going through. The other thing is that sometimes the neighbor used to call my son to come and help him for some things in his house. So he went to him. He knows him very well. And I wonder what happened all of a sudden that day. May he get full protection, and I really thank the community and you all for caring for us so much. Thank you.
What's your name, ma'am? What is your name?
Kishwar Kazi.
Can you spell it for us?
Kishwarkazi.
Sir, we are demanding the justice for all. We are all women. We are all for him, and we want justice for him. And I think the person to be punished is the fullest, and we are with Qazi.
Thank you everybody, thank you for coming, and you will get the update from the Qazi family, you will get update from the community leaders. ISDH will continue to give you updates about the situation, and please keep Uzair Qazi in your prayers, and inshallah we will soon hear the good news that he is recovered and he is coming home, and we also very soon will hear that the investigation is going in the right direction, and whoever is responsible for this will be held accountable. And you will get update on those also from Islamic Society, from the Qazi family, from all of us. But once again, thank you so much.